How's it going, guys? Bring your platoon here, and welcome back to another phenomenal set of games in World of Tanks Xbox One Edition. Today I'm going to be 3-marking the M4A3E8 Thunderbolt VII in a set of 3 games that you're going to be seeing today. And yes, that means it's going to be quite a long video compared to the average, one game gameplays I throw up. Well, one game gameplay? Sure, whatever. 1 game length videos. There you go. But yes, I showed you the armor model for this tank a few games back, or is it like a game back? Either way, I will upload that video before so you know what the armor model is for this thing, so you know what to expect from it during these games, and, well, or how I'm able to do... I'm going to show you how I'm able to do so much with this tank because of what it is given for armor and a gun, etc. But, yeah, small maps, you seem to thrive in this thing just because it does have great overall armor, and with the DPM that it has, it's like 2,000 damage per minute, and that's without anything added onto it. If I get really AZ, you're just going to hear a little bit of clicking here. Let's go to tanks.gg and deck this puppy out. I have the vertical stabilizer, the gun rammer, as well as vents on, just to add a little bit more DPM to this bitch. And let me just actually find the damn thing first. La-da-da-da-da-da-da, USA, Thunderbolt, K. Let's add on fucking Brothers in Arms, anything DPM related. Where are you? Vents, plus a gun rammer, as well as, let's just say, I don't have it on during this game. I actually took it off, but I did have on Cola, just to add to that DPM a little bit. I did take it off because I did get set on fire and there wasn't anything I could do. But with everything, including consumables on, for DPM related purposes, you get just under 2,500 DPM. It's 2421 DPM, or damage per minute, which is pretty fucking crazy for a tier 6 tank, in addition to all that, spaced armor and extra layer that you get on your front, as well as a little bit more protection with your turret. It is still, a Sherman, so it's not invincible, but it does help a lot when you get hull down and you can hide that lower plate, as well as the machine gun port in the upper hull. I tried to get a free shot on that guy. Doesn't really help out that he hid behind a building, but there wasn't really much I could do about that. So I hide behind the currently dead tank to my right, the Churchill 3 that we just took care of, to deal with the Cromwell? Yes, the Cromwell. He's got a very good rate of fire, but he's running away instead of loading premium and shooting into my upper plate or my turret, because he knows as well as I do there's only a very slim chance he's going to even shoot, or be able to shoot where he could actually damage me. So, in all honesty, he probably did the right thing running away. Although I do believe he died anyway, so that's a sad story for him. I go back to our spawn because I wanted to... Actually, I was probably better off going the other way, but I probably would have been overwhelmed. I guess it really doesn't matter which way I went. I went this way for unknown reasons. How's that? So, I deal with this guy, going out in the open, get a free pen. Magically, RNG is with me there. I get another pen. Again, RNG being extremely kind to me. And this... I don't agree with Wargaming's, broken models here. Look at this. Very easy shots into his hatch, and I can't take them because, for some reason, there's a barrier there. And I can't shoot through it, even though it is transparent, and that debris was destroyed. But whatever, that's fine. I've already racked up almost 2,200 base damage, and a little bit of spotting, but it's pretty much irrelevant at this point. You need to do 1,800 damage in this thing a game to 3-mark it. I did manage to 3-mark it today. This game I'm showing you right now is from last night, and the next 2 games you're going to see are back-to-back. I may edit it to, speed up the process of showing you, but I assure you they are back-to-back, and you can tell that by looking at the percentage of the damage standing, and I believe it shows the date the game was actually... the date and time of the date and time of the game you just played up on the top right. So if it doesn't show that, I apologize, but just you're gonna have to go with me being honest on that. Not that it matters much, because I did get the 3rd mark regardless, but if you choose to believe that they're not back-to-back, that's fine by me. I wouldn't believe it either, just because I do get a Tier 6 matchup, both in this game and in the next 2 games that I'm going to show you, so that's pretty incredible. I seem to get Tier 6 a lot of the time when I play this thing. I don't know if it's just luck, but, yeah. Nice driving, Justin. Oh! We've got a really good ending here. It's quite the ending for this game, in particular, just because of the insane RNG that goes along with it. The tank, I thought, was hiding over there, but I got spotted, so I'm like, okay, so he's obviously going to be over here. Check out this next shot and tell me it's not a 1 in a million. Yeah. Yeah. I know. Crazy, right? But yes, that is the game. I netted myself a little bit under 3,400 damage combined, and most of it was base damage, so I'm pretty fucking stoked on that. I've only had one game in this thing where I made 4,000 base damage in a Tier 6 tank that's got 115 alpha per shot, and I uploaded that a while ago, but you can still find it. It is, I think it's called General the War is Over or something like that. Or maybe that's just what I used in my thumbnail. But yeah, kind of screwed up on the recording. For this one, I started the recording a little bit late in the battle. And by late in the battle, I mean like 4 seconds before it actually started. But yeah, we're on Lakeville, or Lakesville, whatever. It's Lakeville. And it's an encounter. So I'm like, okay, either 2 things are going to happen here. One, they're going to go straight for the base and cap out immediately, or there's going to be a metric fuck ton, in fact, of tanks that go to the hill, and they just push through and pincer us into our spawn. The latter actually happens. I meet a few tanks over here, but there is a third option that actually happened. There's only a few that came up here. There's an Absolution, spoiler alert, it's about to pop up in a few seconds here, and a Tier 6, oh, sorry, I lied. They're like heaviest of heavy tanks one here. The Absolution, the overpowered piece of shit, the OI, and that's about it. That's pretty much the only tanks that I was worried about in this game, and of course, they're the ones who popped up over the hill. And this Tier 6 Cheeto actually keeps penning me. Good on him. He must be aiming for the under the mantlet weak spot into the turret. So that I already sense that he's a knowledgeable player. I kind of want to take on this Absolution as fast as I can. So I put a shell right into his like not his engine deck, but right into his lower plate, damaging his engine, and then I track him in place, and he doesn't know where to shoot me, or he's trying to shoot me in the machine gun port, and it's just not working out for him. So he's down, and now I have the Cheeto to worry about. But I noticed there's a heavy tank behind him. I have premiums loaded because fuck Absolutions, and just to even the scale, OIs are very heavily armored indeed, and the only way to get through it with my measly average pen is to actually shoot it in the side, which I cannot do right now. So I am forced to dip into my 177 premium APCR rounds. You need 150 millimeters of pen to go through those hatches that I'm shooting into straight on, but right now it's just kind of overkill because he's got other tanks to worry about. He's down. They still haven't already. I'm kind of worried about him. They've got a VK that I just snapshot, and I do believe he damages me. Or does one of them do? Nope, the T-67 puts a round into me. Good for him. Not even sure if it was a real round or a high explosive, but either way, good on him for damaging me. But yeah, you'll notice in these replays, I'm exceedingly aggressive in my own tier. It's because you kind of have to be with, there's not a lot of HP to go around in your own tier, and at least in high stake tier 8 battles, you can spot for your team and get massive amounts of spotting damage to make up for your lack of base, just because you're going to have a shit ton of trouble trying to pen tier 8s frontally, and I probably should have aimed that shot in more, but you do see that I switched back to the AP rounds because I feel safe in using them, and like, ooh, a heavy tank number 6, a Japanese Tiger. So we're going to put a few rounds into him after we miss once or twice here, and there we go. Okay, we damaged his engine. I do believe I damaged it again, yep, okay. So he's not going anywhere forever, because he's going to die with the next shot. So, cool. This is the, what is it, 25, I'm just going to say 2600 base damage. Plus, oh, that's not even spotting damage, that's damage I bounced. So, a little bit near 2800 combined right now. Pretty stoked. I'm 2800? Jesus Christ, is my math that bad? 2700, there we go. But yeah, I was going to load high explosives for the T-67. He dies right away as soon as I get here. I load the premiums because this is, again, a quote-unquote premium... Or is it a premium tank? I think it's just a Tier 6 mercenary tank with added armor. And I know that my 128 average pen for my standard rounds will probably not be enough. So, yeah, once again, I dipped into the premium a little bit too much here. But it worked out. I really kind of had to use it for every engagement just because of their armor models. And even then, I made 25,000 silver. Not a lot, granted, but I had a few ops on. I probably would have went maybe slightly negative, considering how much damage I did and how many of my shots actually went, you know, where I wanted them to go. So, Game 3. This is the third marking game. This is where it all comes together. It's going to be a pretty straightforward game. Once again, it's a Tier 6 game. I'm top tier, and just dicking on people with my superior armor model. But something really strange happens here, and you will have it happen occasionally, especially with the faster light tanks and the medium tanks. Like, just for this example, it's going to be the Cromwell, right? Yeah, the Cromwell. He takes a very aggressive position in going up the C-line hill and then backtracking back to the E-line, where I will be spending most of the game. He goes to the 6 line, about D6, turns back around to E2, or E3, sorry, and then decks it down the hill right into me. But you'll see what happens. And I lose a shit ton of health for it because he decks me right in the side of my tank where none of my armor is. So you're going to see that 750 HP pool go from full to not at all a lot. Like maybe a quarter of my health. Right off the bat in the game. And I don't lose hope. I forgot that happened! That poor leopard didn't stand a chance. So there's the Cromwell to my right. I still haven't noticed. I'm focusing my left area there. He just, yeah, rams me for whatever reason, and he dies instantly because I weigh a shit ton more than him, and he's got no armor in the front, and considering my weight, it does a very big, significant chunk of damage to him, as you can already see, even with the one and only pen that I got into the Leopard, or did I pen the Cromwell once before he rammed me? Either way, my damage is already almost up to 1,000. Even with a quarter of my health gone, I feel safe going, you know, kind of out. I can take one hit, maybe two, before I start to get a little scared for my inevitable demise here. There's a Bogatyr. I know his pen is ass. I once again dip into the APCR because it's Russian and spaced armor, and, you know, it's hard to pen. So you load the APCR and you say fuck you. Defiance, I don't know what his armor model is. I honestly haven't seen too many of them going around. But the OI experimental tries to deck me. Why do I keep saying deck? I don't know. Tries to pen me and inevitably fails, reducing the number of his hit points back to 0. So good on him for trying, but with his gun he wouldn't have been able to take me out in one hit anyway, so honestly I don't know what he was thinking. I very easily could have been taken out by that grill just then. Our heavy is being mighty aggressive towards this guy, and I noticed there's 2 tanks over here. Wait. Did I say... I don't know what heavy that was for a second there, but it's the T-14. He's got a pretty good armor model, although his ass end is to the enemy, and I don't know why. But yeah, I just focused on the P-43BIS, however you'd pronounce that, and I finished him off. And now I'm focusing towards Artie because, well, they're out in the open for whatever reason. And yet another game getting around 2,900 combined damage in this thing, or just an above average amount of damage, getting right up to that 3rd mark of excellence. And it really is stressful doing these, but I love doing them because it's like, ooh, look how good I am. I can be within the top 5% of something if I really put my mind to it. It's just a good feeling overall. And look at the shit teams! Ugh, disgusting. I spit on you and your lack of skill. That would make a lot more sense if I was in a French tank. But, yes, I guess in this context I'd be a Frenchman driving a Frenchman driving an American tank. So, yeah, that's a good set of great games for the Thunderbolt, including the final match where I actually get the 3rd mark of excellence. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. Thank you, and I'll catch you next time. But first off, let me tell you that the tank you just saw me try to buy, I already have the first game in it, and I'm going to upload that game after this one is, well, after this set is uploaded. First game in it. Got an ace tanker. So funny. Anyway, I'll catch you next time. Thank you again for watching.